Hey guys, Parfax here. Today, I wanted to bring you a video about my Stamina Necromancer, the Obliterator. Alright, let's get started. So, I recently returned to ESO, and I wanted to make a PvP build that met a couple criteria. First, it had to be somewhat tanky. As a returning player, full-time, I wanted to make sure it was a build that I could mess up and not be instantly punished. Two, it couldn't be too incredibly complicated. I didn't want to necessarily play a maybe stamina Nightblade jumping around and shading everywhere where I could get so easily punished and sometimes, get a little bit out of place and instantly die. And then finally, I wanted to do some AoE damage. I wanted to be able to punish people grouping up, as I was finding that Battlegrounds especially had a lot of times where you'd have 3 or 4 people standing together. So I settled on this build as a Stamina Necromancer. Alright, so let's talk about the gear. First is Eternal Vigor. As you guys know, Eternal Vigor is a staple in the community right now, and there's a reason for that. It gives you health and a ton of recovery. It gives you recovery when you're above 50% with stamina in your magic, and then gives you health recovery when you're below 50%. It's pretty insane. Even though I'm wearing heavy armor, it just gives you so much. As you can see on my chest piece, I even have Invigorating. I have Invigorating on my gloves, and I even have Training on my legs. So you obviously don't want those. I'm going to go with Inpen on that gear. I like 5 Inpen 2 well fitted, but that's mainly because I dodge roll maybe a little bit too much. Okay, so first set is Eternal Vigor. Second set, we're going to go with Fury. Fury is a very well-rounded set for what I wanted to do with the build. I liked big AoE damage and being tanky. Now, we pretty much covered the tanky because I'm running 5 pieces of Eternal Vigor, which is 5 heavy armor on my body pieces. And then Fury, I'm running a necklace, a ring, weapon, and then shoulder pads. As you can see, I'm not running a 2-piece helm, and I'll explain why here in a second. But Fury basically just gives you some resources with max health and max stamina, then a bunch of weapon damage. Pretty self-explanatory. And then I'm also running Swarm Mother's Visage. So it gives you, for one piece, it gives you 1,000 max stamina and 1,000 max magicka. Really, really good. Now you can swap this out for a few different pieces. You can swap it out for maybe Blood Spawn if you want a little stamina recovery, which I don't necessarily suggest it, but if you want to go that route, you can. You can maybe swap it out for a helm that gives you some penetration, or a helm that gives you more weapon damage if you feel like your sustain is really good. Because you really don't need the magic, but the other helms give 1-piece stamina, give you the same stamina, so I might as well get the extra 1,000 magic in there too. Now, I will say that stamina is probably your biggest weakness. You do run out of stamina sometimes if you're not managing it correctly, and as you're going to see in my clips, sometimes I get pretty close or even run out of stamina. But like I said, I picked a build that really doesn't punish you for making mistakes as much as other builds, and allows you to recover and just do some absolutely insane damage. And the last piece that I'm wearing is the Malakath band. Now, I know a lot of times you run this with proc sets, which I'm not really doing that, but it's still a really, really good band. You're not going to crit, but we're wearing heavy armor. We're not going to crit that much anyway. And we're running no CP, which means our crit's going to be low most of the time anyway. Now, I have ran this in CP campaigns. I've ran this in Imperial Sewers. Works great there, but I mainly build it for Battlegrounds, as that's where I planned on starting. Now, as you can see, I'm running weapon damage, stam recovery, and weapon damage. You can swap out another for stam recovery if you'd like. Now, I'm running healthy, bloodthirsty, healthy. Bloodthirsty's fine. It, gives you a little bit of extra execute. I wouldn't change that. You can also do infused as well, or robust. Infused is going to give you a little bit more pop in end game. That is where you want to be. I just didn't have enough transmutes to transmute them. So I've kept them the way they are. You definitely want at least robust on your Fury. Sorry, your Fury necklace and your ring. But you can go infused as well. So if you don't want to run the Band of Malakath, you can just swap it out for a Balrog's helm and shoulder pads. And then you can just swap in another Fury ring right here. Easy enough. But Brutality gives you so much damage for a one-piece set. Okay, let's go over the skills pretty quickly. It's pretty standard. At least for the front bar, we have Blast Bones, Dizzy Swing, Rally, Executioners, Immortal Coil. Um, Basically, you have your spammable, you have your AoE burst, have your weapon damage buff and your heal, and your execute, and another sustain spell. Then, of course, we're running Pestilence Colossus. It's probably my favorite ultimate in the game. It is extremely satisfying when you get 1, 2, or sometimes even 3 hits on an opponent. It's absolutely amazing. Then the back bar, we are running on a bow. Now, before I go over the skills, I am running full heavy armor currently. I want to swap this out for a medium. I did not have a medium helm to go one piece medium, just to get a little bit more recovery, but run anything you want. I'm running stamina glyphs on everything but my chest piece. I'm running the triglyph. You can easily just run the stamina one here if you don't really have the money for it. I do like a little bit extra health and magic. But like I said, magic's not really where you are lacking, so honestly, having a stamina glyph here is probably best anyway. Let's go back to the bow bar. We're running poison injection. Some people might not like this ability, and it is easily cleansable, but mind you, we do have one piece of bloodthirsty on our ring, and you do a lot of fully charged heavy attacks because you can run out of stamina if people aren't targeting you. So I really love doing a fully charged heavy attack into a poison injection, and it sometimes can just do absolutely crazy damage for what little investment you actually put in it. It's just trust me, try it. You're gonna go against Templars that are just gonna instantly cleanse it, but let's be honest, if they're cleansing this little poison injection, then they're not doing something else, and they're just, they're using their magic. Okay, so I love it. When I'm on this bar, I'm almost always, and you'll see this in the clip, pulling it back and letting that poison injection go with a fully charged heavy attack weave or a light attack weave into it. And then we just have your Summoner's Armor for some defenses, your Vigor for healing, Spirit Guardian for the 10% damage reduction. And then probably my favorite ability in the game is Necrotic Potency. Now this is your skill that whenever you have extra corpses lying around from your Spirit Guardians or just because you killed 7 people or whatever, you pop this to help get your ultimate back. It is absolutely amazing. It does give you a little bit of damage reduction. We have a total of 13 damage reduction when we have the Spirit Guardian and the Necrotic Potency up. It's just this slotted and then the Spirit Guardian up. Pretty insane. You're super tanky when you're on this bar. It's super hard to kill you. And then to top it off with the tankiness, we have Ravenous Goliath. You can take the other morph. I don't bash when I'm in it. I still like to do my full combos. So I just took this. Really doesn't matter which one you take, but I've been trying this one out and really liking it. I don't use it that often, only in some sticky situations, but it's really good. Okay, last, we're going to talk about food and potions. So my favorite thing to run is actually just Bewitched Sugar Skulls. It's basically it gives you, your max health, your max stamina, your max magic, then some health recovery. Makes you tanky, makes you, gives you a bunch of stats. I love it. You can run maybe, what is it, Artaeum's Takeaway Broth. Let's be honest, that's 10,000 a piece. This is a lot cheaper and gives you more health and stamina. Does give you more stamina recovery with the broth, but I really personally love Sugar Skulls. When it comes to potions, I have a ton of different things you can run. The best things probably Essence of Immovability, Stamina, Health, and then immune to knockbacks and disabling effects. Pretty awesome. I also do run speed, and then I do a lot of times just run stamina because it's like the only thing you have problem with is really your stamina. And of course, your typical tripods is great too. So, last thing, I know I said that was the last thing, but I did not talk about the glyphs. I am running a physical damage, restores some stamina. I actually had poisons on here as well that did the same thing, and I'm running a sharpen trait. With my last BG, I actually ran, and you're going to see it in the clip because I actually still did really well in it. I was running a double weapon damage enchant. So I basically was running without an enchant at all because my poisons ran out and I didn't notice. And then I'm running the weapon enchant on the back with it infused, so I can get that really big weapon damage from it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I tried to make this video really short. It still is going to exceed 10 minutes. I wasn't trying to, but I've been really crushing it, with this build. You're going to see in the clips after here, just a few of the really good plays that I had. And honestly, this build exceeded every expectation, and I have so much more room to go up. As you can see, my shit's not legendary. It's, I have invigorated on a couple pieces here. I have training. I have healthy. I can min max the crap out of this build still. Absolutely insane. And you'll see it in the clips here. And go ahead and try it out. All right. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time.